Oh, welcome to Zanderisms Podcast again.
Episode 11.
Episode 11. That's
Flying
my
through.
age.
For now.
Yeah.
Not for much longer.
Most of our episodes is just those little meeting things or whatever.
Well, that's good, though, to introduce everybody so that they have an understanding of when they see the people on the podcast. They'll be like, oh, I know about him. He's in the arts program. Or, oh, I know her. That's Alex's mom. Or whatever. So, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about bullies. I got inspired recently.
Ooh, an inspiration story about bullies. Is that good or bad?
I mean, it can vary.
Okay. Well, what do you consider bullying? What is bullying? What would you say?
I would say bullying is usually making someone feel uncomfortable multiple times, you know?
Okay. So more than just like a one jab of like,
yeah,
hey,
like
you're
if I
fat
was
or
just,
you're
like,
ugly or
pushed
something.
you or
like,
something.
Okay.
Compared to like me beating you up.
And I know we've talked before that there's different types of bullying. So there can be physical bullying, which is literally like pushing, kicking, punching, whatever.
How could you push
But
me?
that's physical, right?
Yeah.
What are some other ways that people can bully you?
There's also cyberbullying, which is like being mean to people online, which I feel like that's been happening a lot recently, honestly.
Yeah, and that could be in a game, that could be posted on a picture you post, that could be even sent in an email. Any way that they want to do, and we're going to go into more about cyberbullying later, I think, but that's definitely a way. Verbal abuse?
Verbal is like if I said like, you look like a moose, I guess.
Okay. Maybe I like mooses. No. Yeah, if I was to say you're fat, you're ugly, you know, anything that would be a verbal attack on you. Yes, I'm not punching you and I'm not making you bleed, but I'm still hurting you on the inside emotionally with my words.
I feel like they all go into like two groups. There's like some types of bullying for like mental and some for like
Physical.
outside body, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And then we talked a little bit too about how bullying is kind of on a spectrum because we can tease each other still.
Yeah.
Like, I could be like, oh, you know I'm better than you at that. Ha 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 ha. And we can have some fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a line you can cross that you shouldn't. Anything to say on that? Any thoughts about it?
Sometimes people tease me in a bullying way.
Yeah.
Like,
it can be a hard line.
They try to make it sound like teasing, but it's like, dude, first of all, I hardly know you.
Yeah. I think some people do that because they think they won't get in trouble. If they just say, oh, I was just picking on them, or, you know. But it doesn't make it okay.
People can see that now.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Especially
make it okay.
We were just joking or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
So that's a little bit about what bullying is.
Yeah.
Right? So why do people bully?
Some of the reasons why people bully is because they're like wanting control of other people.
Or control of anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you have no control over anything in your life, you'll take whatever control you get. That's why, like, as a nanny, I'll usually ask a kid and I'll give them a choice. Even if the choice is, you know, eat your broccoli or drink some coffee. Most kids don't want to drink coffee. We tell them how gross it is, so they're going to choose the broccoli. Did they want to eat the broccoli before that? Probably not. But the fact that they chose and they got to make that choice, I didn't force that choice on them, makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Because people just want to have control of their lives at any age.
Yeah, if you just told them what to do, they're going to be like...
Yeah. So I think a lot of people will bully because it helps them feel like they have control over something in their life.
Yeah.
And we also talked about some people are just insecure. They don't feel secure about themselves, so they try and make you feel worse about yourself.
It's
so that they feel better.
not...
Which is not the way to go about things.
I don't know how some people feel. I don't know. Because I don't know how it makes people feel better. Also,
Well, I think what it is if I can make you feel worse than I feel a little bit better. Like, wow, you're even worse off than me. You know what I mean? So I think that makes them feel better, but it's not. It's just bringing somebody down when you should both be lifting each other up.
Also, I feel like a lot of times when people feel like sad about something or like angry, my dad said, listen to aggressive metal songs about people hating their life.
Okay, that's one way to do it.
It makes people feel better, and it did work on me once.
Well, and sometimes there's better ways to let go of your aggression. Like, you can hit a pillow, you can scream as loud as you want. There's ways to get things out without hurting people, though. Like, but another reason people bully is oftentimes they're copying something that they might have learned at school or at home or from family and friends and things like that. Mm-hmm. So that can be another reason that it happens.
And I feel like some ways people, like, I don't know. I feel like when I get bullied, it just doesn't feel good because we're moving to, like, how it feels to get bullied and how it feels. It just feels like it can leave hurt on you. It can leave hurt on you on the inside or outside. Like, recently I got bullied. Not going to say any names, but I got bullied, and that most of it was physical. Actually, no, most of it was verbal, but some of it was physical, and that hurt me a little bit on the inside, too, even though I hardly knew him.
Yeah.
But it's just like, dang, kids suck.
It can cause a lot of emotions because there can be fear of being hurt and being made fun of. There can be sadness from being hurt, anger at the person that hurt you. Just lots of different ways to feel about it.
Sometimes when you're younger, you get bullied. So when you grow up, you become a bully. And it's like, dear.
It's a bad habit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it can be just as serious as any other problem.
Guys,
alcoholism, drugs, or anything else.
Just don't be bullies. It's not cool.
Yeah, and it creates a lasting effect. And like Alex says, it can become a generational problem. Like, you hear about these, parents that beat their children, and then those children grow up to beat their kids, and it just goes down the line until somebody finally puts a stop to it and, stands up for them.
Speaking of which, have you ever gotten bullied?
I used to get picked on about my ears because I have big ears. That's why I wear my hair down over my ears most of the time.
I remember you telling me about that once.
My cute little buck teeth. Nobody seems to like.
Why not?
I don't know. You got them too, though, so hope you're cool with it.
Yeah. I don't think people pay attention to my teeth, especially since I mumble all the time. You're, like, barely able to see unless you're
You don't have the big gap like I have, though.
I mean, I kind of do.
But, so, what do you do if there's a bully? How do you stand up to a bully? How do you handle the situation?
We're not going to talk about that.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay, go ahead. I didn't know if you wanted to go into more detail or not. Okay, Alex wants to talk about a time he was bullied.
So, this happened pretty recently. It was on recess. There were 3 kids. We can have one named Bob, one named Jeremy. I'm sorry if your name is Bob or Jeremy.
Today you're a bully.
Another kid, their name is another kid because I don't know their name. And anyway, so there's a puddle, and in the puddle, they took like a bunch of wood chips, and the wood chips, they put the wood chips in the puddle, and it was shaped like Michigan and the Upper Peninsula, and I was like, it's pretty cool. I didn't say anything cool about it, but, in the first place, I was teasing them a little bit by almost stepping on it, but I wasn't actually going to. I was just like, but I probably should have told some of you guys about that. But anyway, so...
Well, now you know, though, that, actions leads to consequences.
I didn't really do it too much, though.
I know, but when you're teasing people that aren't really close to you and they aren't really your friends, they might not take it as teasing, right?
Okay, well, either way, I was barely even doing it anymore, but...
Okay. But anyways, keep going with your story.
So, out of nowhere, boom, start getting bullied verbally, which is the first part where they were like, Alex, you have no friends. Alex, you're so dumb. Alex, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, first of all, I do have a lot of friends. And also, I would like to think I'm not very dumb. But anyway, so after they did all that, eventually, I could have taken this better, but I got upset and I kicked the Upper Peninsula part of their Michigan thing. And then one kid, Jeremy, stared at me dead in the eyes, and so he stared at me, and then he ran towards me, and then he started punching me like around like the chest area, and then kicking me like a bit in between the legs, but not in like the but it was just like, dang, that kind of hurt. It was gonna keep going until one kid, I'll just say his name anyway, because first of all, he's actually a good guy, and second, he has a pretty common name, so, his name is Jack, and he was like, yo, what's going on? He was kind of like a bystander, which we'll get onto later, but he was just kind of there. Anyway, so, he was like, what the heck is happening? And that stopped, and then eventually I just ditched them, I'm skipping a lot, it feels like, but I don't think I am. Eventually, when we came back inside, Sally, my English teacher, the British one, she was asking me about what happened. I told her what happened, and she was like, Jeremy! And he was like, did you put hands on him? And he was like, yeah. And then I was like smirking a little, but not too much. And then he was like, but I know that he bullied my friend Bob in the past. He bullied him and pushed him and kicked him and punched him and said mean things to him, which I didn't do, but whatever you say.
So you have a tendency to let some things come out of your mouth, but I don't think you would ever hurt anybody.
Yeah,
physically.
and if I did ever make someone feel bad, then I didn't mean to. It was an accident. Anyway, so, oh yeah, so that happened. Eventually, I got to my teacher, like my homeroom teacher. We were talking about it, and who knows, maybe I'll show her this because I still need to email her about what happened. So, just, hey, give us some support, Miss
Teacher.
Miss Teacher.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
We'll get to that later, Mom.
Just saying, throwing it out there.
Fair enough.
Okay, so how do you stand up to a bully?
So, standing up to a bully, something you could do to make it stop is, well, just finding any way to make it stop,
In the beginning, you might be able to just ignore some of it, especially if it's verbal. I wouldn't ignore it if it's physical, but if it's verbal, sometimes you can just ignore it. They'll get bored, they'll stop, they'll leave you alone.
Mm-hmm. You can usually just, talk to a teacher or something, or just any
Yeah, you can always
adult.
Talk to a friend. And I think it's important to keep your friends around. I like to think that if you weren't by yourself when this happened, like if you had Mason or Colton or one of your friends that you've talked about
They're
next
not
to
in
your
my class,
side.
but okay.
No, but I'm saying, though, if they would have been there, I don't think anything would have happened. Because most bullies are scaredy cats.
You know what's kind of
and
funny?
They'll fight one person, but they're too afraid to fight 2 or 3 or 4 people at a time.
The one person I play with during recess was inside looking for, his coat or something.
That's what I'm saying, though. I bet if that friend was out, it probably would have never happened, because usually they're too afraid to, stand up to more than one person. They're doing it because they think they're better than you.
Yeah.
But if there's two people, they don't know if they're better, you know?
I'm
going to talk about tattling versus snitching.
So snitching is like just like telling the teacher what happened, right?
Usually you're tattling for no reason.
Yeah.
Like
when you're tattling, it's just like to get.
Oh, we said tattling versus snitching, but really it's snitching and tattling versus being helpful. Sorry.
Yeah.
But essentially, if you're snitching or tattling, you're doing it either so that they look bad and you look good. you want something that they have maybe, and that's the way you can get it, or something along those lines. You're doing it for your own good.
Yeah.
But if you're just going up to a teacher and telling them like, "Hey, I heard this kid's gonna hurt this kid," that's not really tattling or snitching. You're looking out for somebody's physical safety, and that's important.
But let's say I was just playing with someone outside and like they like accidentally like hurt me or something. I act like they almost killed me or something.
That's over the top and unnecessary.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So what do you do if you are a bystander? Like you said, Jack, was it Jack?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say Jack did the right thing, but first of all, what's a bystander?
So a bystander is someone who's just like you. For example, like Jack saw me getting bullied, and then I don't know if it was intentional, but he made it stop.
Yeah, so a bystander is watching the situation, but probably not involved in the situation.
Yeah, we could pretend he intentionally did it.
Well, maybe he did. It sounded like he wanted it to stop. So, what do you do if you see someone getting bullied?
You should probably like tell a teacher.
Yeah. I'd say if it's verbal, you could try and stand up for them. If it's physical, I would be more cautious about how you're helping.
Fair enough.
Because you don't want to get hurt. I mean, you want them to stop getting hurt, but you don't want to get hurt either.
Real quick, I don't think it says this on our cyber part, but what should we do against cyberbullying? Like, what's something
there are people you can turn in for cyberbullying too. Like, I know you play Roblox a lot. There's like administrators you can go to and like
true. I can like
block people, report people. Yeah. And we were talking about this. Why is it important to report people and to talk to teachers? What does silence do for the bully? Do you remember?
That can like get them to stop because they're like, oh shoot, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, so when you're silent and you don't ask for help and you just let them continue to bully you, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Oh wait, I didn't know that's what you meant.
No, you're okay.
If you're getting bullied and you don't tell anyone, it's just like
it's probably gonna continue.
Well, yeah, because
they're getting away with it. If you're getting away with stealing money, why not keep stealing money and being rich? Like, unfortunately, if they're gonna get away with it, they're probably gonna keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us to the cyberbullies.
Okay.
Cyberbullying. We talked a little bit about what cyberbullying is. It's any sort of online bullying. So, like, if you were to comment on this video, because we know you're sending us lots of comments.
Don't be mean.
But yeah, don't be mean. Don't be a cyberbully. Don't be like, oh, her hair looks greasy, or did he just take a shower? Why does his hair look wet? He did just take a shower. He's actually really clean, by the way. I bet he smells so nice. Anyway, but cyberbullying is any sort of online bullying or social media bullying or anything like that. And it can be extra harsh because a lot of times when people are online, they don't have that fear. Like, if I have to look you in the eye, it's way different than if I can just do it through a screen. Like,
especially on like Roblox and like Scratch and
when
stuff.
You don't know the people and stuff too.
No, I'm just saying like Roblox and Scratch and other things where there's like a ton of like young kids, like 5-year-olds and 7-year-olds and stuff. You know,
that's terrifying.
It's just like they don't know what to do. They can't like report or anything. You know.
Yeah. Well, that comes to a different story about how your parents should be monitoring what you're doing online, but. But there's a big difference because in real life, there are a lot more consequences than there is online. Online, you can get away with a lot more. You never have to worry about seeing those people. And a lot of times, your comments, nobody knows. Like, I could say a lot of really mean things to you online, and my friends might not know that I'm mean and I'm a bully because they didn't see it and they didn't read it and they didn't hear it. But in person, if you're a bully, oftentimes people find out about it.
I like to call that an online persona, and it's just like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I stand up to, like, sometimes people, whenever I play in, like, Roblox or something, sometimes they're like, I give them, like, a taste of their own medicine sometimes, which isn't always the best thing to do, but I feel like online it can be, as long as you're not being, like, bullying, because sometimes it's just, like, someone beats someone in Forsaken, and then they're like, easy, and then I beat them, and then I say, easy.
Any other big notes you want to say about bullying?
Oh, yeah. If you ever get bullied,
we want to make sure we tell you a solution here, too.
Yeah, some people you could talk to are counselors, therapists, your family, teachers, God, random haircut people.
Yeah, just talk to somebody. Tell somebody what's going on. Preferably somebody that cares, because that's going to make them step into action a lot quicker. But make sure somebody knows what's happening. Don't stay silent, because that's only going to help the bully more. And it's never going to teach them a lesson.
Yeah. Anyway, that is our bullying lesson, and it's super awesome, and it would also be cool if maybe my counselor showed it to every class in the school, even though it won't get shown every class in the school, and that is a very random thought. Oh yeah, this is the important part. I'm going to do this just in case you're skipping through the video a bunch, so that you know to stop right now and listen to us, because this is very important.
I bet you it tells us to like and subscribe.
We're broke. We have a hole in our roof that is dripping, and right now all we have is a rusty can bucket to keep the water from flowing out. So right now you need to like, subscribe, share, follow, hype us up. And oh poo, my mom ditched me. Why'd I write that? Anyway, like and subscribe so we can get rid of that water pouring in the background. Can't you hear, Mom?
Yeah, I think you left the shower on when you got out of the shower. I've been thinking about that for the last 20 minutes.
Anyway.
I think maybe I might have to go do some bullying of my 11-year-old guys.
It's a hole in the ceiling. It's a hole in the ceiling, and we need your patience for our money.
Comment below with what else you want to see, and
more scams.
If you have any suggestions on how to save me from this kid.
Actually, more things I've been wanting to do. If anyone is seeing this, please comment any questions you have, because I want to do a Q&A episode eventually.
Ooh, Alex loves Q&As.
I do. If you haven't seen on my YouTube channel, I have like 6 or 7 of them.
Okay, better go get this water before our bathroom floods.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.